My presentation focused first on the pillars of the United Nations. These are agreed values, a consensus. First, explaining the necessity of peace and security, justice and development, and human rights. But I really focused on religious liberty because this is a primordial freedom, a compound freedom that every person ought to enjoy, because it beyond just being a constitutional right, a civil right, religious liberty shows the value of every person, meaning it is connected to all the other freedoms, the freedom to think, the freedom to decide, to make choices, the freedom to believe or not to believe, and that should be respected for every human being. And then that religious freedom is really based on human dignity. It is not a favor that the government gives, it is actually a God-given right, because without that freedom it is even impossible to make covenants. And that is because it is based also on love, and love cannot be forced, therefore the need to be free. For peaceful coexistence among religions, I think each religion should uphold the value of human dignity, meaning every person that we meet is actually sacred, and I would even venture to say more sacred than temples, synagogues, mosques, cathedral. Human beings are temples of God for those who believe in the monotheistic tradition. But even for philosophers, atheistic, Immanuel Kant talked about human dignity as a principle, not just a value to be ranked among other values, but a principle. So therefore, there is really an overlapping normative consensus in that human dignity should be respected for every person that we meet, whether religious or non-religious. And when we start seeing people with those eyes, then it makes a difference. Then we will be careful not to violate their rights, and we will simply respect every person.